That will be him. Come in.
I have Geoffrey Clavering, sir.
Good. Bring him in.
I hardly deserve such a reception.
That's all, Carson. Thank you. Clavering, I'm Sir Herbert Donbridge.
Ah, yes, Sir Herbert. Charm.
These gentlemen are the directors of the Great Eastern, and Sir Joshua Longstreet of the Foreign Office.
I believe we have met. Under other circumstances.
Yes, under other circumstances. Good evening, gentlemen. You keep late hours, don't you? Sir Herbert, might I ask one question?
Yes, of course.
Why was I, of all the millions of people in London, snatched out of my comfortable gutter at this hour of the night? Now just tell me that now.
We took it upon ourselves to ask Scotland Yard to find you. Ab is too urgent, too vital to stand on ceremony, Clavering.
Well, that's a handsome apology. I accept it, Sir Herbert.
It's your past, Clavering, that particularly interests us now. I have your record here, with your permission. After the war, you entered the military intelligence. In that capacity, you were of inestimable value. Then you were detailed to an assignment in Paris, where you met a woman named Sandra. You neglected your work because of her. You violated your trust. You squandered not only your own fortune, but funds entrusted to you.
Oh, please mention that I left my IOU for that money, if you recall.
Do you know what became of Sandra?
I've often wondered.
She is now the wife of the most unscrupulous men on the continent.
But what is she to do with me now, and particularly with you gentlemen?
The Great Eastern us by treaty, in exchange for keeping the peace in that territory. Recently, Kamarov sent his agents to the concession. He has incited riot and unrest. He has donated leaders to revolt. And as a result, control has been swept into Kamarov's hands. We know what that means. The oil concession will no longer be an instrument of lawful commerce. It will be sold to certain foreign nations for military purposes. That means only one thing, Clavering. War. War for the entire world. If Kamarov is successful.
Well, there's very little I can do, gentlemen. I'm far from, well, being in the good graces of my government.
There is something you can do. Kamarov is meeting with a group of foreign representatives. A conference in violation of existing treaties. We must know the time, place of the meeting.
Well, you don't suppose that I know, do you?
You're in an exceptional position to find out.
Oh, am I? How?
Through Kamarov's wife.
Oh, such a handsome picture. Are we going to see Mr. Clavering again, madam?
Be quiet, Sophie.
Oh, yes, madam.
And wire Rossani to arrange his necessary passport. And get a report on Alesian oil production for last week. I must have more figures to substantiate my asking price.
Aren't there enough rooms in this house for business, Nikolai? Must my boudoir be turned into an office, too?
Oh, you're right, my dear. But as soon as this new combine is effected, we'll take a long cruise in the Mediterranean.
Cruise. Always a cruise. Why can't we go to Paris? Why must we remain in this house?
We've gone into all that before, my dear.
All this mystery, this secrecy. I'm sick of it. I want to enjoy the Paris I used to know, the places I loved.
And the friends you love.
Oh, please, Nikolai.
I'm sorry.
Thank you for your confidence, gentlemen. The answer is no.
Clavering, you can't refuse.
You'll realize that this is no mere mission of deluding another man's wife to obtain information. Kamarov is ruthless. Very few men who have crossed him are alive today.
Oh, gentlemen, you wouldn't seriously have me trade my cozy little gutter for an interlude with Monsieur Kamarov.
Hold your places, everybody.
Oh, very clever, these foreigners. Oh.
The records are gone. Your records, Clavering. And there's only one man who would be interested.
Aha, Monsieur Kamarov. And he's even more wide awake than you thought.
Evidently. And it seems you're a marked man now, Clavering.
£10,000 if you take the assignment.
Oh, it's most inviting, gentlemen. But the current market quotations on wine, women, and song are very high, particularly in Paris. And gentlemen, Monsieur Kamarov may be a very jealous man. There's that to consider, too. Now, my cozy little gutter. Thank you all, and good night.
Wait. Name your own terms, Clavering.
£50,000. And my IOU. Well, good night again, gentlemen.
We accept your terms. There's a boat crossing the channel in half an hour. Bassett has instructions to be ready if you will go at once.
Gentlemen, I shall be in tomorrow.
Sophie,
Yes, madam.
you must remember to knock. I thought you were Mr. Kamarov.
Yes, madam. I'm sorry.
Have you seen him?
I think he's in his room with his secretary, madam.
Come, come. You know, Bella hasn't sung for days, Michael. You better see a doctor about it.
Yes.
Our life is exceedingly pleasant these days. That great eastern coup is virtually completed. I'll notify my agents that the meeting will be within a fortnight. And, Michael, don't forget about the bird.
No, sir.
Any luck, sir?
No luck, Bassett. Not one of my friends or her friends has seen the lady.
Well, if I may say so, sir, if I was looking for a lady...
Why, Bassett, I never knew.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, indeed. I've studied quite a bit of female psychology. In purely an amateur way, sir.
Well, we won't quibble over that. Proceed.
Well, sir, in the case of a married lady, there's usually a husband.
Usually.
She might find it inconvenient to telephone, sir, and to come to a gentleman's lodgings would be indiscreet.
Carry on.
If the lady's in Paris, sir, she's read the newspapers and knows you're here.
What next, you Grand Master of Female Psychology?
In purely an amateur way, sir.
So you said.
I should suggest looking for her, sir, in some quiet rendezvous. Say about cocktail time. A spot you both frequented in the old days. Oh, dear.
That did not have an amateur sound.
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. My memory's caught up with me for the moment.
It's a great idea, Bassett. Phone Gaston at the Coq Bleu and tell him to reserve my usual table for this afternoon. For every afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Gaston. Oui, monsieur. I'm afraid Bassett was right. He is a ranked amateur. It didn't work.
Comment? J'en regrette, monsieur, je ne comprends
Oh, never mind. L'addition. Oui, monsieur. Correction, Gaston. Bassett is a professional.
Jeff, my darling, I knew I'd find you here.
I knew I'd find you here. Shall we? Well, it's been over 2 years, Sandra. Marriage agrees with you.
I can only stay a moment, Jeff.
Oh, nonsense. No husband can begrudge his wife a cocktail with an old friend. Now tell me all about him. Is he tall, handsome? Is he rich?
He's too rich, too powerful, and very jealous.
He doesn't understand you, Sandra. I'd like to meet him, really analyze your character for him. Where do you live? Near here?
I wouldn't dare to tell you.
Oh, but that's silly. We're living in a civilized world.
You are, but I'm living in a world of fear. Fear of Nikolai.
He does sound like an old dear.
You're clever, Jeff, but not as clever as he is. Why, even now, one of his agents may be sitting at the next table, listening to this conversation.
Have you thought of me often?
Too often. I suppose you patched things up and you have plenty of money again.
Oh, my sweet, I wouldn't be here if I hadn't.
I must go, I'll be missed.
When shall I see you again?
You must promise me you won't try.
Very well. Shall I call you a taxi?
No, thank you. My own car's waiting in the alley.
Well, then I'll have it brought round to the front. What was your chauffeur's name?
Paul.
Paul. Oh, is he still with you? Hello, Paul.
Ah, Monsieur Clavering, I have not seen you for a long time. How are you, monsieur?
First rate. You look well yourself. Perhaps a little plumper.
Oh, I eat more regularly than when you were paying my salary.
But you have more fun.
Oh, I still drive for Madame. But it is not like the old days. That Comroff, he gives me the creeps.
It must be tiresome driving to Auteuil every day.
Hotel? No, Madame is living near Fontainebleau.
Hey, Paul, I'd like you to do me a little favor. Just for old time's sake, a sort of joke.
But of course. What is it, monsieur?
Let me wear your uniform for an hour to drive Madame Kamarov home. It's worth 500 francs, Paul.
Not for a million. Oh, it might mean my life.
I understand. Well, it was just a whim, Paul.
Thank you, monsieur.
By the way, how long have we known each other?
Let me see. It must be 5 years, monsieur.
5 years. And we've been such good friends. Oh, dear, dear, dear. Well, this hurts me more than it will you. Thank you, Paul, for Madame's correct address. Now, if I might borrow your hat and coat.
Pardon, mademoiselle. Monsieur Claverin signs word that he could not wait. And your car is here, mademoiselle.
Merci. The chateau and drive fast, Paul.
Good night, Madame.
Jeff, you're insane. You must get out of here.
You see, it would have been simpler to have told me where you live.
But you don't understand. This place is guarded day and night. If they catch you...
Ah, if they catch me.
Jeff, please, for your sake and mine, go quickly.
All right. Dinner tomorrow night?
It's impossible.
Da-da-da-da-da.
No,
8 o'clock, same place?
I can't.
Da-da-da.
Very well, 8 o'clock.
Remind me to tell you, you're wonderful. Paris.
Yes, sir. He's the same man I followed in, and he was with Madame tonight.
Geoffrey Clavering, former member, British intelligence. Dropped from service after escapade in Paris. Now assigned to Kamarov by Great Eastern Oil. Man interests me. Alex,
Yes, sir.
from now on you have but one duty. Geoffrey Clavering.
Thank you. It's perfect, Stephanie. You're so very clever.
Thank you. Shall I send it to your home when it's fixed?
No, it isn't necessary. My chauffeur will pick it up.
Paul?
No, not Paul.
What happened to him? I thought he was priceless.
He was, but he left us suddenly. Oh, Stephanie, I want you to do me a favor. I'm having dinner with Jeff tonight, and my husband thinks...
And your husband thinks you're going to be here getting fitted for a new wardrobe.
You'll cover up for me, won't you?
If you insist. But isn't it rather dangerous?
That's what makes it thrilling.
I wasn't thinking of you.
Oh, you still have circles under your heart for Jeffrey? And don't worry about him, even when Nikolai's concerned. If I told you how he found out where I lived...
Shall I send the bill to your husband, or... Take care of Madame Kamarov. I'll be gone for a little while.
Oui, madame.
Hello, Jeff.
Stephanie, darling, I'm delighted to see you. But also a little suspicious. That gleam in your eye denotes the purpose.
I didn't come to joke. I'm here to warn you.
Well, have a drink first.
No, thanks. Jeff, don't have dinner tonight with Sandra.
Ah, So you've been playing detective, Stephanie? Well, that's amusing. Do you think the lady will poison me? Or is it a case of old-fashioned jealousy?
Of course not.
Then is it her husband who might object?
I wouldn't put it past him.
Sorry, Stephanie. I love to tread where danger lurks.
You are stubborn, spoiled and unmanageable, but I still love you.
Well, Sandra will be pleased to know you speak so well of me.
Pardon me for intruding, Jeff. Good night.
Bassett. Bassett!
Yes, sir?
Remind me to tell myself that I'm an idiot.
Indeed, sir.
Indeed? Well, get your bowler and come along. Nothing amuses me so much as the sight of your bowler.
Yes, it's so very English, sir, isn't it? And right in the heart of Paris, too.
You don't need a bowler to be English, Bassett. They could put a cape and beret on you and you'd still reek of roast beef and ale.
A cape and beret, me, sir? My word. All ready, sir?
Quite ready, Bassett. Shall we be off?
Bassett! Bassett, where are you? Bassett! Are you hurt, sir?
No, I'm all right.
Oh, I'm so glad, sir.
Bassett, remind me to get even with that man.
Thank you, sir.
Bassett.
But I was lucky to escape with my life, sir. I had to shoot.
You know my instructions. No violence. Yet you used a gun. That bullet can be traced to you and to this house. Get out.
I beg to report, sir, Alex has suffered a fatal heart attack.
That's too bad. They'll send his family 50,000 francs. Michael, I think I'll give a little dinner party this weekend as a prelude to the conference.
Yes, sir?
Madame has been lonely, and I think it would be wise to invite some of her friends.
Yes.
Geoffrey Clavering would be amusing. And Princess Stephanie, and the others she's seen. You have the list. Invite them. Use the embossed stationery with a crest. Frightened, my dear?
Of you, Nikolai? Of course not. Just surprised for a moment. I didn't expect you to be awake at this hour.
I just came downstairs to say goodnight. Don't stare at me like that, Sandra. Sit down. Did you have a good time in Paris? I assume that you did, because I know when you get bored, you manage to leave early.
The rain delayed me.
Oh, you must be careful not to catch cold, dear. Shall I get you some brandy?
No, thank you, Nikolai.
I don't blame you for seeking diversion. I was too absorbed in my work to devote much time to you. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. You look tired, dear. You better get some rest. Good night. I nearly forgot to tell you. I'm giving a little dinner party this weekend in your honor. And I've taken the liberty of inviting some of your friends. Princess Stephanie and her friend Geoffrey Clavering. It should be rather amusing, don't you think?
But I thought you wanted to remain hidden. So many people find out where you're living. Isn't it dangerous?
Oh, I'm touched by your concern, my dear. But we shan't be here very much longer, and I'm having extra guards put around the place. Good night.
Good night.
What delayed you?
Clavering just phoned me from Paris. He reports excellent progress with the lady.
Did he say which lady? It's a jot of documents, papers, notes, all identifying the treaty breakers. If we only knew who they were. If we only had some tangible proof.
We might invite them to hold their meetings in this office.
Yes, that would help. Clavering must come through. The lives of millions are in his hands.
Yes, Sandra, dear, I have received your note. I have read it. I have realized its implications. The answer is still, I will be there.
Not bad news, I hope, sir.
On the contrary, Higgs, very good news. An invitation to spend a delightful weekend with a charming host.
I see, sir. As I was saying, sir, I served Lord Wattle for 7 years.
Oh, your references are irreproachable, Higgs, but I'm afraid I can't take you on.
Is it a question of money, sir? Because you look like a gentleman that I would love to work for. Possibly we could come to some arrangement.
Well, that's very good of you, Higgs, but the fact is I'm a dangerous man to work for.
You're not an American gangster, are you, sir?
Hardly that distinguished.
Well, may I ask, sir, is the threat of danger your chief objection?
That's right, Higgs. Now, run along, please. I'm very busy. I'm sorry.
Good day, sir.
Get me the Princess Stephanie, please.
Telephone, madame. You'll excuse me, won't you? Yes? Oh, hello, Jeff, darling. Yes, I was invited to Kamarov's party. Certainly I'm going. But I didn't think you would dare.
Oh, wouldn't I? I'll pick you up in the car as soon as I can pack my luggage. Right.
Come out of there. I beg your pardon, sir? Oh, I had intended cleaning the weapon, sir, but I thought it best to pack your bags first.
I take it you're working for me?
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir.
Had experience with those?
With these, sir? Oh, yes, I served Lord Wattle for 7 years in Africa, sir. He used to go big game hunting, you know.
Higgs, did you ever put your head in a lion's mouth?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, sir. Oh, yes, lots of times, sir. I was engaged to a circus performer, sir.
Hmm?
Well, a female animal trainer. I beg your pardon.
Well, that should qualify you. Higgs, you're hired. Pack my bag and...
Very good, sir. Put my head in a lion's mouth?
Anything new, Kerman?
Routine, sir. Hadji's men at the oil fields, but they were driven off.
Have you heard from Paris since 4 o'clock?
He just signed routine check-in.
Well, contact him again. And have him deliver identical messages to Von Schiller, Fernando, and Brandon. The meeting is tonight. By the way, Kerman.
going to use your invention again tonight.
I understand, sir.
How long will it take you to generate enough power?
Well, about 3 minutes. When the indicator points to 60, there'll be sufficient current, sir.
I see. At 3 minutes of 9, you throw the switch. At 9 o'clock sharp, I'll do the rest.
Thank you for coming, Stephanie. I've been very lonesome in this house.
Yes, husbands are often so busy.
You remember Princess Stephanie, don't you, Nikolai?
Why, how could one forget so charming a lady?
Thank you. You'll excuse me? I must change for dinner.
Why, certainly, Stephanie.
Order our luggage packed. We're leaving France after midnight.
But we have a house full of guests for the weekend.
Well, they'll be entertained. I have to be in Paris tonight for an important meeting, and you're going with me.
And the dinner party. What's going to happen to that?
Well, we'll all dine together and leave afterwards.
But our guests...
You'll never see any of them again, so why be concerned with what they think?
Where are we going?
South America. Now order the luggage packed.
They do you very well here, sir, I must say. Well, I'll give you my opinion after I sample this. Oh, that's very good, sir. Oh, so you've tried it, have you?
Oh, purely as a matter of precaution, sir. After all, you know, it might be, poison.
Well, you seem to be alive, Higgs, so here goes.
Cheerio, sir.
Answer it, Higgs.
Yes, sir.
If the man with the gun, I'm not in.
Oh, certainly not, sir. It's a lady, sir.
Ask her in. And, you were going to take a little walk, weren't you, Higgs?
Apparently, sir.
Greetings, my dear.
Jeff, you shouldn't have come. No one is safe in this house.
Not even Kamarov?
Oh, I wish I could read your thoughts. If I was sure that I could trust you.
Dear, you can trust a man who, as you said, risks his life to see you.
Jeff, take me away with you tonight. I'll divorce Kamarov. You and I can...
Tonight? Isn't this rather sudden?
It must be sudden. Nikolai's going to Paris tonight for a conference to complete his business. Tomorrow we'll leave France, maybe forever. I can't go with him.
He is a man of quick and surprising decisions.
Jeff, I'm afraid.
In the bedroom, quick.
May I come in?
By all means do, and bring your friend.
Thank you. A little visit of apology. I should have greeted you sooner. I'm Nikolai Kamarov, your host.
You don't know what an event this is for me, Monsieur Kamarov. Kamarov, the mystery man of Europe, the power behind a dozen thrones, the puppet master of prime minister.
I've heard of you too, Monsieur Clavering. You live up to your reputation for graceful flattery, and your fatal fascination remains unchanged, I see. A forgotten token already, and only in my house an hour.
Thank you. I'll return it to her.
Perhaps she'll come back for it. I must make sure that you're perfectly comfortable here. We've had many rooms redecorated, and I'll see that the housekeeper has put up new drapes in your room.
I'm sure everything is quite comfortable, Monsieur Kamarov. Don't concern yourself with me. I'm a man of very simple tastes.
I do hope the housekeeper has left you enough clothes hangers. I must see.
You're so masterful.
You might as well come out now, dear.
Begging your pardon, sir, was there anything in particular you wanted?
Plenty of hangers, don't you think, Monsieur Kamarov?
I believe you'll manage all right. For the present.
Oh, must you go? It's been so very pleasant.
Higgs, you're a marvel. But the lady, what happened to her? She's still in the closet, sir. Madame, you can come out now. The coast is clear.
I think it's safe for you to go now, Sandra.
Jeff, do you realize now what kind of a man he is? Please leave, please.
Don't worry, darling. In 24 hours, we'll start anew.
Oh, Jeff, I hope so.
You see, sir, I figured it this way. If he found someone in there, he wouldn't look any further. And blow me down, sir, if I wasn't right.
Well, my fine valet, when did you learn to play detective?
Well, begging your pardon, sir.
For years, I've heard of the resourceful, industry of the British intelligence. Good evening, Sergeant Higgs.
Good evening, sir.
But why the secrecy about your identity?
Well, sir, I thought it would be better to carry on as a valet rather than come out in the open. Kamarov has enough on you already.
We'll have to work fast, Higgs. The enemy convenes tonight in Paris. Now, that's the question. But it's too late to get help from London. We'll crack this alone.
If Kamarov is bargaining with a foreign alliance, there must be a already prepared.
And if we can reveal that secret agreement, the plot can be smashed.
And that contract must be in Kamarov's library.
In his safe. It's in this house.
Right.
Michael. It's the contract. Put it in the safe until we're ready to...
Oh, I beg your pardon. Did I hurt you?
You're an Englishman.
However did you guess?
Monsieur Clavering's man, aren't
Yes.
you? Oh, I like Englishmen.
Do you? You know, I've always wanted a French girl.
But I'm Scotch.
Oh, I like Scotch too. No, I mean, I've always wanted to meet a Scotch girl.
You did?
Yes.
If I'm not being too forward, Mr.
Higgs. Higgs. Of course, all my friends call me, Baby.
As I was saying, Mr. Baby, the view's much better from the other end of the terrace.
Yes. Shall we?
Uh-huh.
Clavering is not an old friend of mine. He's madly in love with Stephanie. There's nothing for you to be jealous about.
No, of course not. I'm sorry, I misunderstood. But tell Stephanie's old friend not to worry about my conference tonight. Now, please don't deny you told him. It doesn't matter. But, because after dinner, you'll never see him again anyway. Have you arranged everything?
Yes, sir. It's ready for the test now.
Good. Now, I shall be sitting here. And now I press this button down with my foot. That works very nicely. I hope it's just as efficient at 9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Try it again, just to make sure.
Yes.
Rather odd, isn't it, sir?
Very odd.
Here's the combination for Kamarov's safe. I shall arrange to have the room empty by 10:30.
It's very neat how you can do it.
Well, sir, it may sound unfair, but I'm going to take advantage of the fluttering heart of Madame Sandra's maid.
A man after my own heart. Well, wish me luck. Here I go.
I do, sir. The very best.
Well, this is very nice.
What's very nice?
Finding you still alive. Aren't you worried about a little touch of ptomaine poisoning at dinner?
Oh, no more than you are.
Well, I'll notify your relatives in case.
Oh, don't bother. They'd be shocked to hear from me, dead or alive.
And how about the people you work for?
Our genial host, a jolly fellow. Now remember, you're still pretending to be in love with me.
Oh, madly. Hello, darling.
Hello.
May I introduce...
Oh, we're old friends.
Yes, we had a pleasant conversation early in the evening. You know Geoffrey Clavering.
I'm sorry, my dear, but we've never met.
I thought every woman in Paris knew him.
You, left this in my room, dear. I found it on the sofa.
Thanks. I'm always leaving things about. May I, please?
Why, of course.
Nikolai's conference is at midnight. My luggage is packed. We can leave early in the morning from the airport.
I'll get there as soon as I can. Were you able to hear everything clearly? Super.
I'll meet you in the upper hall at 10:30.
Who'll be meeting who at 10:30 in the upper hall?
As a gentleman's gentleman, I possibly shouldn't use these words. But who in the blazes is going to stop me?
I am, my little Englishman. I'll have you know Sophia's my friend, and...
Boys, please. I'm all upset now.
Oh.
Maverick, what has happened?
Do you mind passing the sugar?
Oh, Jeff, you and your practical jokes.
Oh. So, you're playing the heavy, eh? Good job little Sergeant Higgs was around to do a little bit of electrical juggling. Little piece of wire here, little piece of wire there. Nobody gets hurt. Kamarov puts on a show, and I prevent you from committing a murder. And do you appreciate it? No! Look at you.
Oh, don't pull me. What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Just as I said, sir. 10:30. That's my Sophie. Keep your hands off that. I'll quieten him. Oh, so you want to play, eh?
Oh, they'll hear us.
Yes, I like to play.
All right, then play with that.
What's this about? Take him away. You have no business prowling in the corridors.
No, sir. Very good, sir.
Go to your room.
Oh, never do that, sir, please. Did you get it? Yes, are we ready? Yes, we're ready, sir. The car's in the drive.
Well, out this way. We don't want to take any chances.
No, sir.
Here.
What? We've been sold, sir. Sold? Well, listen to this. Dear Mr. Clavering, I beg to inform you that your efforts are as useless as the certificates which you will find attached. Your obedient servant, Cameron. Why, what are you doing, sir?
Going back. Great Eastern stocks are going up, Higgs.
But we've only just escaped.
You don't have to come along.
What, and miss all the fun? Not Alfred Murgatroyd Higgs.
Monsieur Kamarov, the firm of Clavering and Higgs, will be right with you.
You're to meet the 11:45 plane and take Bramucci to the meeting place. He'll give you the address.
But how am I to know him?
A pointed black beard. He'll come from the east. It's the only plane arriving tonight.
It worked.
Very neat, Higgs. Now clear the carburetor so the motor will run.
Right-o, sir. And we'll leave him on some lonely road.
Not we, Higgs. I. You're heading for Paris in my car to notify the proper people.
As you say, sir.
And I'm off to meet Signor Bramucci.
Good luck, sir.
Signor Bramucci?
Yes?
I have Monsieur Kamarov's car.
How is Monsieur Kamarov?
I left him in excellent spirits.
Fine.
Where to, sir?
Drive into Paris. I will tell you the exact address later.
Pardon me, Mr. Clavering. Would you mind stopping at the side of the road?
Now, these documents represent the work of 1 year. They contain a complete description of the property, tables on oil production, and estimates of the potential capacity of the field.
We should wait until Bramucci gets here.
Naturally, negotiations will not be completed until the arrival of Signor Bramucci. But to continue. Now, this concession has a commercial value of many millions, but its strategic value is so much more important. Control of these oil fields will upset the present balance of power in the entire world. Control is a naval and military asset which may mean victory or defeat in case of war. Which, of course, we all hope to avoid.
Excuse me, sir. Signor Bramucci has arrived.
I'm sorry to be late, gentlemen, but I had a slight delay. Monsieur Kamarov will be surprised in learning that the chauffeur that drove me here was Jeffrey Clavering. Clavering? Here? What did you do with him?
We need not fear him during this meeting. He's well taken care of.
Good evening, Mr. Clavering.
Why, sir. Well, fancy meeting you here, sir.
Higgs, where in heaven's name did you come from? I thought I sent you to Paris.
Oh, this is Paris, sir. I thought you might need a little help.
Then you didn't have a chance to notify them?
No, sir.
We haven't much time, Higgs. The meeting may break up at any minute.
Monsieur Kamarov is right when he says the oil fields have great strategic use.
But we don't want them for that. We like the mountain scenery. It is merely coincidental that there is enough oil under the scenery to power the largest fleet of battleships and tanks in the world.
You've got the address. Now hurry, man. Yes, it's a matter of minutes.
Right-ho. We're depending on you. That's the place. And hurry.
We must proceed, gentlemen. Secret treaties require haste.
If the nations with whom we have treaties knew of this violation, my government could not sign. The transaction would go by the wind. There must be no party.
My government entered this agreement on the promise of strict secrecy. Should this promise be violated, we'll know how to act.
Oh, your caution is commendable, but superfluous. Now, please sign here.
Hold it, gentlemen. Look this way. Smile for the little birdie.
Turn off the lights.
Gentlemen. Only diplomats, spies. Well, did you get your pictures all right?
Everything's fine. Say, what about the story, Clavering? Where's the agreements they were going to sign?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. For the present, you will have to be satisfied just with the story of what happened tonight. This document goes to the Foreign Office. You will probably get a statement tomorrow.
I've got a cable New York. This is the biggest story since the armistice. That's right. But what's become of Kamarov?
He must have escaped. But every nation represented in this room tonight will mark him for murder.
Well, sir, what now?
A telephone call to London and then a rendezvous with a lady. Oh, goody, sir.
We have no time to waste, sir. The French police will be here any minute.
We have plenty of time.
Excuse me, sir. I'm afraid not. We must hurry.
In all the years you've known me, Michael, have I ever run away?
No, sir.
This is no time to lose courage, Michael. Let the police come. They will not find me.
But they'll put you in prison.
No.
I implore you, sir, not to take the chance. In a few hours, we can be out of France, free.
I've been so worried. But where's your luggage?
Well, you get in the plane and I'll tell you all about it.
Here we are, sir. Just on time.
Thank you, Higgs.
But you're coming with me, aren't you?
Apparently not. It seems that I'm to be indefinitely detained. Remind me to tell you, I love you.